When did you cross the bridge from just being, Otto's place? What was it, Loopy's or something, or before that?
I think it was
Aki's, something like that. And there was a point that you did something and you put your thumbprint on it. Now this is Pam's place, and we're doing it my way.
Almost immediately.
Yeah.
And actually, I told people that I ruined it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that used to be I used to drink over there.
Sure.
And it was kind of like a little neighborhood place, and sometimes it'd be open, sometimes it wouldn't.
Right.
Sometimes you'd throw a rock at the window and wake Jeff up, and he'd bring his money down and open up, and
yeah.
And then I took over and quadrupled the business, and but I don't know how to do business without trying to be as busy as you can.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, you have the work ethic that went along with that as well.
Yes. Yeah, I made people work too.
Right. And you had certain standards. I know when I started working for you, bartenders had to wear a tie, even though it's just a corner, pub. They had to wear ties.
Yeah. Well, that was cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Because it looked cool when you walked in and you saw that.
Absolutely.
And that's the other thing. I've always been a proponent of people with confidence. And when you look good, you are good.
Absolutely.
And you do much better at everything. That's why I've always been into all the clothes for women and telling them they need a good foundation, bra, stuff like that.
Sure.
Because even my sister, I just gave my sister a bunch of clothes because she just started a new business. And my other sister said she puts on those clothes and she's like a new person.
Yeah.
Because she gets confidence. When you look good and you feel good, then you're going to be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So being in the bar business, you got to meet a whole different breed of clientele and community, involvement, completely different. You did some pretty big things. Talk about that.
Yes, I did. I did a lot of benefits. Did a lot for the community. Did a lot for the soccer program. And I got a lot of shit for it.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I took a lot of crap. And what really just blew my mind is people did not realize, they always blame me for everything. Taco Bell or the bar for the noise.
Right.
None of them realized I lived here 30 years. I raised 2 kids right in this house. I cared about my neighborhood. I cared about my community. Just like any other parent. But because I owned a bar, I was some kind of pariah or whatever.
Well, not to mention, now all of a sudden you're successful and there's cars parking on the street, which hasn't happened before. But to be successful and make money so you can give back, you have to have that.
Yes, they took that away too.
Yeah.
Took the parking away. Just, they...
But it didn't stop you, that's the key.
No,
right?
It didn't. It made me mad.
Yeah.
It made me go harder.
Right.
I told somebody the other day that Sarah Komke used to, when she was the mayor, and she was a wonderful woman and one of my mentors. But she used to drive in over there and see all the kids hanging out at night and say, Pam, we have a problem with this. And I said, yeah, we do. I'm getting tired of being harassed. I'm going to build a patio out here and put music up and say welcome kids on my sign. And I did.
Yeah.
I did. I built the patio and put speakers out there and put welcome kids. And those kids were there every night. Did I already say this?
No, not at all.
Yep, they were there every night on their little crotch rockets.
Oh, absolutely.
And we made a fortune.
Yeah.
And the cops would come and they'd say, what are you putting up with this for? And all the in and out. And I'm like, look at their cars. These kids are driving Audis and Mercedes. And so what if they go in 15 times a night and buy something?
Right.
When school started, we'd lose $4,000 a week.
Yeah.
In sales.
But what's funny is then when those same organizations, whether it be the police organizations or whatever, I'll guarantee you were probably one of the first people that they would call when they needed help with a benefit, or it's like, hey, Pam can get this done, right?
Yeah, a lot of people came to us for benefits, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it was tough because, you know, we did a lot. A lot, like with the soccer stuff. And I remember when I was in charge one year of the ladies' tournament, their opening tournament. And I didn't listen, I think, or something. Go figure. And we ended up with a bunch of T-shirts that didn't sell because I didn't listen to the lady with the sizing or right or whatever. And I felt terrible. You know, it was a $700 and some expense that we had to pay for and couldn't get rid of them. So I took all the T-shirts and I sold them at the bar.
Okay.
I sold them to customers for $10. And I said, there's going to be a party coming up that's, you know, going to be a benefit for soccer. And if you wear this shirt, you'll drink for free.
Oh, okay.
Free beer or whatever. So we had the benefit, you know, and we had a couple of the teachers got together and played. You know, they were the band, and, you know, we had a lot of games and stuff set up. And that day, mistakenly, we put on our sign, you know, DC Everest soccer benefit tonight.
Oh.
And I don't know, that afternoon, a man called and identified himself as the athletic director from DC Everest and said that we had to remove that from our sign immediately. Which we did. We still had the benefit, paid for the shirts, and raised another $700, $800 for the soccer.
Did you feel that there was a little bit of a stigma, you know, attached to the office bar just because it was the office bar? It's like, okay, you can do these nice things, but just don't, you know, just don't be too flamboyant about it. We don't want to be associated that much with you.
A little?
I'm trying to be polite, yes.
I was furious.
I'll bet you were.
I was furious because it took away my gizmo as a parent. I mean, I was just as concerned about kids drinking and all of that as everybody else was.
Right.
But I know, God,
you can say it
darn well that looking at a Bud sign in a baseball park is not going to make the kid go on and drink a Bud.
Right.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. And at one time, every year, I gave the police department $500 from the bell and $500 from the bar to do with what they needed. And one year I had given the money and went to Mexico, and I came back and they had a plaque for me from Dare.
Oh.
For the bar.
Sure.
Or the bell. Nothing for the bar.
Right.
I was mad.
Sure.
And that was the last time I did it.
Oh.
You know, you can't acknowledge the bar.
Right.
For...
You took the money.
Yeah, they took the money, but they can't. Well, Pam, it's Dare. I don't give a shit what it is.
Right.
This is real. This is real stuff. And to put these... Oh, it just makes me mad.
It's not like the parents don't come down after a soccer game and have one or two and, yeah. It's...
Right. Even the president was drinking at a soccer game.
Right.
I mean...
Yeah.
It wasn't... It was like they acted like... How do I explain it?
Not that they were necessarily better than that, but the kind of they on the outside, that's what they wanted to portray.
Yeah, like it's expected.
Yeah.
Like you're expected to be a screw up because you own a bar.
Right.
You know, and that's where they're wrong.
Yeah, because you weren't.
No, and there's... Whenever they need something, they go to the bars.
Absolutely.
You know, and the bars were always happy to help.
Yeah. So then let's talk about two different topics about the bar. Your worst memory and thoughts about the bar.
My very worst memory about the bar was when we got robbed.
Yeah.
And when my bartender got beat up. That was my worst day in the bar business ever.
Yeah.
Because he was a good bartender and he almost lost his life.
Yeah.
So that was, you know what? That was as long as I ever made it successfully not smoking.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't smoking at the time. Till I walked behind the bar and saw his hat in a pool of blood.
So you walked in on him after the assault.
Yeah, well, I came in the bar after the assault, but
yeah.
I didn't see him, no.
Oh, okay.
He was already at the hospital.
Okay. Wow.
So that was the worst.